Hello, my friends. I have another dedicated candle review for you today. We are going to be talking about Bath & Body Works Sunlit Glow. Now, you may notice that I don't have this candle lit up like I typically do for a lot of my post-burn candle reviews, and there's a very good reason why. Nothing nefarious, but we will get into that here in this review. So this is one of their standard 3-wick, 14.5-ounce vessel candles. These retail usually for $26, $26.50, somewhere around there. I purchased this candle last weekend during the $12.95 candle sale when I had a 10 off of 30 coupon. And I was really intrigued by this fragrance on Cold Sniff. This is one of their new fragrances, well, something that they're marketing as a new fragrance. This is one of their new fragrances. It's getting a bit of hype. I honestly love this fragrance in the hand soap. In fact, I think I purchased 4 in the hand soap. So I thought, you know what? I like it in the hand soap. Let's go ahead and try it out in the candle format. So we have fragrance notes on this candle listed as sunny citrus, beachside coconut, and warm amber. Okay, so this fragrance to my nose, I mean, a lot of people, you guys can go into Bath & Body Works and smell these candles. I will tell you that if you have not been able to make it in store yet to smell a candle, if you are somebody who tends to like sunscreen type of fragrances, kind of musky, perfumey sunscreen fragrances, this is going to be in your wheelhouse. Now, I'm talking like old school copper tone. I'm talking maybe the vacation brand sunscreen. I'm not talking Banana Boat or what's the other one? Sunbum. Those are in a little bit different category. This to me, like I said, is kind of your classic, almost like, it sounds funny, almost like chemical-like type of sunscreen fragrances. This fragrance to me, when it is burning, is slightly too musky for my nose. And personally, you guys, I think that it is the warm amber base that is mixing with the other two accords listed as beachside coconut. It's not like the coconut note in here is not necessarily as creamy of a coconut as, say, the one that you get in Santorini Coast. I think the coconut note in here is a little bit more similar to the vanilla coconut candle, also previously known as vanilla coconut surf. And then I think really where my nose is kind of like, I don't know about this, is whatever they're listing as sunny citrus. I do believe that it is a neroli note, which neroli to my nose can sometimes come across as orange blossom. I don't really think of it as like citrus in terms of like citrus fruit, but more so like a floral, like a citrus floral. It's definitely when the citrus is in its blossoming state before it turns into the fruit. But I will tell you guys, to my nose, I just don't really love this. Something about this fragrance is not hitting right. Now, in full fairness, you guys, here's a funny thing. A couple of years ago, they had a fragrance, Cocoa Paradise. I feel like if you liked the Cocoa Paradise candle, now I don't have one in my stash to compare it to, but I remembered liking that fragrance in the body care format. And when I burned it in the candle, I ended up exchanging it because I did not like it upon burn. So I'm actually starting to realize something about myself, is that sometimes I like fragrances in body care or perfume format, but that doesn't always translate over into candles. In fact, I think one of the most eye-popping and shocking things for me so far has been the fragrances that have been kind of like dupes, quote unquote, for the famous Brazilian Boom Boom Cream fragrance. I actually have not liked those fragrances in candle format, but I love that fragrance on my body. And I think that that is, oddly enough, something else that is happening here. Because, excuse me, I had a little tickle in my throat there. One of the things that I'm realizing here is that I didn't like Cocoa Paradise in the candle. I actually have another Kringle candle that has kind of these similar vibes going on. I talked about it in my candle chat this weekend. The Life's a Beach candle is also kind of, it doesn't smell the same as the Sunlit Glow, but it's in that same family of like perfumey sunscreen type of fragrances. I'm not really loving that one so far upon burn. And then this candle, I don't really like that much. The only two I have found that I actually kind of enjoy are the Sunset Sands, which was a Country Candle limited edition. I think it was released in like January of 2024. I like that fragrance mixed with the Country Candle Sand and Santal. But yeah, this one, you guys, it is not hitting right for me. I think that I was hoping on Cold Sniff I didn't smell as much muskiness, but I feel like when this candle is burning, that amber note, again, becomes a little bit too strong for me, and I really just don't care for it. I do want to share with you guys what the burn experience was like though upon the first burn, because I did actually have a decent experience with it. So the wicks did okay for me. I did not trim them afterwards. These are kind of those like thick rope-like wicks. One of the other things that I did want to note here, I've noticed a couple of some of my other fellow reviewers mention this, that sometimes when the glass has this kind of oh, what do we want to call it? It's kind of like a thicker, opaque type of glass on it. The neutrals line, I'm thinking, has more of like a ceramic look to it. Sometimes those are the candles that start to get a little bit sooty halfway down on the burn. Sometimes those are the ones that get a little bit more dirty in their burn. I don't know if that is what is going to happen with this candle, but you might want to just take note of that, that I feel like the glass on this candle, you know, it's got a little bit more of that opaque coloring to it, which sometimes I feel like can impact the performance of Bath and Body Works candles. Strength and throw on this candle on the first burn was actually pretty decent. I'm gonna keep it at about like a 7. I did have this burning in my open concept, and I was able to detect the fragrance. I definitely detected it, because when I walked in, I was like, oh, I don't think I really like that fragrance. I had actually I was actually running some errands the day that I decided to burn this. My teenage daughter was home, as well as my husband. I had people home, obviously. But when I came back into my house, I definitely detected it. And this was the only fragrance I had going. I didn't have any other candles burning. And I was like, I don't think I really like this. That was the first thing. When I walked in the room, I was like, I don't really like this fragrance. But it was definitely detectable, and I smelled it all throughout the open concept living room. It didn't really throw all the way into the kitchen. But I feel like if you have a closed concept, or if you're just planning to burn this, like I said, in an open space, but maybe not like a wide open space, then you're probably going to get decent performance out of it. Again, I can't really attest to the performance all the way to the halfway point. I can't really tell you if the wicks are going to dead out or not, because the reason why I don't have this candle lit right now, you guys, is because I'm actually planning on taking this back to Bath and Body Works so I can exchange it for another fragrance that I actually purchased in the in that little haul last week, my beloved Santorini Coast. You guys, I actually lit that one up 2 nights ago, and that one was performing like a champ for me. I actually had it burning in my bedroom, and it was throwing outside of my bedroom. So I feel like this year's version of Santorini Coast so far on that first burn was really strong for me. So I figured, you know what? I know that I love that fragrance. It's a very versatile fragrance for summertime. So I am actually going to go ahead and take this one back, which is why I decided not to light it again, because I do know that they can sometimes be a little bit particular about how much you've burned a candle before you bring it back in for an exchange. But anyways, you guys, I did want to share my thoughts on this candle with you guys, because I do always like to give you guys updated thoughts. And unfortunately, this is a case right now where it's just the fragrance when it is burning is just really not my cup of tea, which is totally fine. But I do love it in the hand soap. So I'm glad that I have it in that format. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about this one. Let me know in the comment box down below. Do you guys think that this is possibly a repackage for Cocoa Paradise? If you happen to have both of this one and Cocoa Paradise in your collection, please feel free to leave your thoughts in the comment box down below, because I know that a lot of people really loved that Cocoa Paradise candle, and they're maybe hoping for something similar to come back. So let me know in the comment box down below. I also think that this one might be very similar to the Bronze Sunset candle that they had last year. I haven't seen that return, so you guys can share your thoughts. But if you like those fragrances, I think that you will like this one. I personally didn't care for either one of those fragrances, so it's not really surprising that this one did not work out for me. So please hit thumbs up if you found this review helpful. Consider subscribing to my channel if you are new. I have more candle reviews coming up for you guys this week, as well as an empties and part 2 to my Kringle candle haul. I will also be sharing in that haul video. I did receive the new cherry pie and bottle rocket candles in PR. I've already started burning those candles, so not only am I going to show you the candles, but I can actually kind of give you guys some initial post-burn reviews on those candles. So if you don't want to miss out, make sure you are subscribed to my channel. I do want to say thank you so very much for spending your time here with me today. And until my next one, I hope you all go out and have a very blessed day. Bye.